This is a short video. I'm going to show you what the Sharia says about marriage. We're not going to go into every specific detail. We're just here to answer another question that was asked by someone. Hopefully this A provides the answer and B allows you to see that there's much more, and you can then ask questions and we can discuss this in full later if you want. Let's have a look. So the question is, why is a Muslim woman not allowed to marry a man from other religions, whereas a Muslim man is allowed to do the same? Why? This question refers to the clear double standard in Islam. Let's have a look. My main resource is the Reliance of the Traveler. This is the most famous and the most popular Sharia manual or fiqh manual in the world. This is a classic manual of Islamic sacred law. It is highly endorsed. It is most specifically endorsed by Al-Azhar University, which is the most famous Islamic seminary and Islamic authority in the world. You will see here that among the many other certifications this book has received, it is certified by Al-Azhar. It says that this is fully orthodox Sunni belief, not a particular school. It is orthodox Sunni beliefs. You can see here in this contents page that it has sacred knowledge and so on, blah, blah, blah. The prayer. Interestingly, the prayer details, how to perform the prayer correctly, is not in the Quran. It is not in the Hadith. Yes, prayer is mentioned there, certainly. But how do you perform it? Well, it shows us here that we have, 120 pages of information on how to do the prayer. That's fascinating. Can someone please show me where the precise instructions to perform the prayer is found in the Quran? I'd love to see that. All 119 pages, it seems. There's the funeral prayer, there's the zakat, the fasting, the pilgrimage, and of course, marriage on page 506, including divorce on page 554. I wasn't aware that there's 50-something pages of marriage information in the Quran, explaining exactly how marriages work, but let's find out. I am going to run a short video clip of the marriage fiqh. You're going to see the rulings in the Reliance, the Umdat al-Salik, which is, of course, Islamic sacred law. We're going to see precisely what the Sharia teaches about marriage, what the law and the rulings are, and notice again, this is not in the Quran or Hadith. This is integral to the Sharia fiqh texts. So you can see how much information is given about marriage within the text. I'm going to run through this a second time later with the slides so you can see this. But everything you want to know about marriage is in the Reliance, and you can read it and learn for yourself exactly what it says. Here we see the reference I used yesterday. A man who needs to marry because of desire for sexual intercourse, not for love, for sexual intercourse, should marry if he can afford it. Yeah, if he can pay for sex. Right, let's continue with Book M, which is marriage. They speak of who should marry, who should not, when a woman should marry, engagement and looking at the opposite sex, looking at the spouse's genitals is offensive. Guess you didn't know that, etc. Women may not show herself to non-Muslim women, not covering women's hands and face in Hanafi school. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It looks like that's in the Sharia. The 5 integrals, conditions for validity, spoken form is the marriage contract, rules for proposing or accepting marriage, unsuitable marriage invalid without consent. Of course, they eventually tell you that silence is consent. So if a girl doesn't say anything, well, she's married. Bada bing, bada boom, just like that. Invalid types of marriage, valid types of marriage, unmarriageable people, the bride's marriage, pre-annulment, waiting period when the spouse leaves Islam. Lots of fascinating details about the marriage contract, the amount paid in marriage. Everything is there. Everything you wanted to know. 2 wives in the same lodging, obligations to treat your spouse well, although it certainly does very explicitly allow you to hit your wife. Yes, beat your wife, punch her in the face. That is what the Sharia says and allows. We can certainly discuss that. I can hear the denials already. There we go, taking turns with wives, all of that beautifully explained. Equal time with each wife, minimal turn is 1 night and day. Husband must draw lots to take one wife on a trip. A wife may give her turn to another wife, not permissible to visit a wife in another's turn. Oh boy. Dealing with a rebellious wife, M10.12. I wonder if it says beat your wife. Yes, it does. It says exactly that. Hit her. It says exactly that. Oh my, support of one's parents and children, those ones must support. As you can see, no shortage of detail. Now, to answer the question that I was given, In the Sharia, Arabs are above others. Section M 4.2, the following are not suitable matches for one another. A non-Arab man for an Arab woman, because of the hadith that the Prophet said, Allah has chosen the Arabs above others. So an Arab woman is not allowed to marry a non-Arab man. However, the opposite is true, the typical Islamic double standard. And of course, in M 6.7, it says, it is not lawful or valid for a Muslim man to be married to any woman who is not either a Muslim, Christian, or Jew. Nor is it lawful or valid for a Muslim woman to be married to anyone besides a Muslim. Reliance, page 529 in the book, 547 if you're using the PDF reader. That's the page reference. This is a double standard. And of course, it means that men have to convert, non-Muslim men have to convert to Islam before the woman may marry them. Unlawful marriages. M 6.7, it is unlawful for a Muslim man to marry a Zoroastrian woman, an idol worshipper, an apostate from Islam, or a woman with one parent who is Jewish or Christian, while the other is Zoroastrian. Well, there you go. That's the ruling. I trust this answers the question, but this gives us an insight into what the marriage rulings are. Thanks all. Please download the references, read them for yourself, educate yourself about Islam from its law. Remember, if Islam's a religion of law, what is its law? And please do support my work. You can use the links below. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.